Let's start the poem Ball by John Berryman. About the poet. John Berryman was born on October 25, 1914, and he died on January 7, 1972. He was an American poet and scholar, born in McAlester, Oklahoma. He was a major figure in American poetry in the second half of the 20th century and was considered a key figure in the confessional school of poetry. His best-known work is the Dream Songs. Now, before we read, let's discuss. Everyone possesses something and lose it. Why then we become so upset after losing something? Isn't it possible to buy another thing and be happy after losing something? Now read about the poem. A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor it is difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? Let's read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball, is worthless. He senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external, he is learning, well behind his desperate eyes. The epistemology of loss. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days, how to stand up. Now let's discuss the explanation. Lines 1 to 4. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. In these lines, the poet asks the readers a question. He has seen a young boy's ball rolling away from him, bouncing happily on its way, and finally falling into the water. He asks his readers what the boy should do now, as his ball has gone into water. Lines 5 to 10. No use to say there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball, is worthless. Now in these lines, the poet feels that he should console the boy who has lost his ball by telling him that there'll be other balls, just like the one. However, he understands that such false consolation will not make the boy feel any better. A feeling of grief has come over the boy. He stands rigid for some time and then starts shivering. He watches the ball go into the harbor and down in the water, and he feels that all his memories attached to the ball have also taken the same route away from him. At such a time, the poet feels that it would be wrong to go up to the boy and intrude on his solitude. Giving him a dime to purchase another ball will not hold any value for him. Lines 11 to 14. He senses first responsibility. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. In these lines, the poet tells us that the little boy is undergoing a transformation. He is just now realizing that the ball was his responsibility, as many things will be after this. In this world, everything you own is your responsibility, and you must keep these things safe. However, nothing you own will be yours forever. Other people may take away from you, or it will get lost in some way or the other. No one will buy another ball for you. Money is only external, and it cannot buy you inner peace. Here, ball is symbolic for one's materialistic possessions, and the poet says that we will certainly lose them one day, and that they cannot be easily replaced. Lines 15 to 20. He is learning, well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. In these lines, the poet says that the boy's eyes are now filled with awful sadness. But behind all the grief, he is learning an important lesson. He is learning about the loss of things one considers precious. He is learning a lesson that loss is a part of life. One needs to stay strong, no matter how much it hurts inside. One should understand that the past is gone and it will never come back. He is learning how to accept the loss and then move on, as experiencing loss sometimes helps us to grow and move on in life. Now let's discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. Alliteration is used in the lines, no one buys a ball back. B sound is repeated, and then in man must, M sound is repeated. Personification in the line, merrily bouncing down the street. Here the poet says that the ball is merrily bouncing down the street, as if ball is not a thing, as if the ball is a living person. Repetition. What? What is he to do? Balls will be lost. Anaphora. What? And merrily. If in the consecutive lines same word is used, then that poetic device is known as anaphora. I hope you'll understand this poem. Thank you.